Tom is out learning about the art of glass blowing. Tom, I see glass blowing potentially in your future.
You know, it's really cool. It's such a unique art. And of course, I got Greg Tomb with me, who's one of the best in the Valley. Greg, how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Greg and I have messaged each other a bunch of times on social media. So I'm finally getting to hang out with him while he's making some glass. Now, Greg, what are we going to be making today?
That's a bowl. And right now I'm gathering a little fresh glass out of the furnace. And I have to stick some colored glass to the outside.
So as you make this bowl, you just kind of roll, those are all pieces of glass you're rolling it in as well?
Exactly, yeah. So these colored chips we call frit. They're basically just colored glass that's had metal oxides added to it, melted down, and then chopped up into little sprinkles, kind of like sprinkles for an ice cream cone.
Yeah, now
when
you stick it back inside, how hot is this thing?
About 2100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh boy, now glass melts at 900, doesn't it?
Well, this glass and most glass, it is stable at 900 to 950 degrees.
Okay.
It starts to move around 1100, and then it really starts to get liquid up towards 2000.
Yeah, so way past the sparkler, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool what you're doing there. Now, each time you dip it back into the oven, there's actually glass in the bottom of that bowl, isn't there?
Yeah, with this type of furnace, I got to be careful because typically in most glass studios, you have one furnace that has molten glass in it, and another one that's for reheating the glass because it cools off tremendously quickly.
Yeah, so you've got one that's got a bowl of glass and you can dip into.
Yeah, so I start in this case with all clear glass and then add the colors on the outside, do whatever design I'm going to do to that glass, and then make the final piece.
Now you're an instructor. Let's say I come in and take a class. What's the first thing you're going to teach me how to make? A beaker or a test tube or what am I making?
Yeah, you have choices. So it's kind of a menu of items. You can make a bowl, a vase, a pumpkin, a snowman. There's a snowman over there. Here's one of the bowls.
Check this out, you guys. Here's a couple of examples that his students have made. This one here was a daughter that made it for her mom. And here's one that Greg made, which has got all the beautiful colors in it. But these are pretty much the basic ones that you first start out making. But then you graduate to some of the stuff that Greg does, which is really outstanding. We're going to show some of that in our next tip. But hey, how can people get a hold of you? Because I know you give private classes as well. You've actually got a mobile setup.
Yeah, so you can just go to tryglassblowing.com. That's probably the easiest way to find out information about my classes. The contact page is a good way to contact me.
Yeah.
And from there, Casey, you want to take a heat on that?
Now Casey's making plays over there.
She is. She's getting that warm.
Casey's been doing it for 17 years too. She's no slouch.
Exactly.
Very cool. Oh, Greg, this is great. Now tell everybody your Instagram page because I follow you on that, and you show off some of your work there too. It's pretty fun.
It's Gregory T. Glass.
Yeah.
You can go to my homepage. My website is Gregory T. Glass. For the classes, the Try Glass Blowing takes you there as well.
Very cool.
But Instagram, Gregory T. Glass.
And I thought your last name was Glass for a long time. I was trying to figure out what that T was. I was guessing it was Tom.
You're not the only one. People thought I was really lucky to have a name like that.
Right? Yeah, Greg Tomb, he's the glass blower. He's working with Casey. You guys, we'll have more coming up after the break and tell you how you can sign up for his classes as well. But I want to show off some of his artwork as well. Next time coming around, Renee, we're going to show you some of his beautiful pieces.
Oh, that looks therapeutic, even.
EAM is back.
Welcome back. Tom Fergus working on the art of glass blowing. He's live this morning. Hey, Tommy, that is some very cool artwork.
I love this stuff. I think it's the coolest, man. Anytime you're blowing glass like this, it comes out so spectacular. This is some of the work of Greg Tomb. I've got him with me. Greg, these are really great. How long have you been doing this glass work?
I started in 1997.
So back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Let me show you this really quick, Celeste. So he was explaining to me that when he makes this paperweight, see the really sparkly stuff inside there? If you don't do this right, those colors will just burn off completely. So you really got to time it right and do it just right. But these bowls and everything are amazing. Let's take a look at these over here, Greg. You actually go into people's homes and they say, hey, everything's kind of black and white in this room, so you can make some custom pieces for them.
Absolutely. You know, I can make as many things as I want, but if they don't really connect with someone, it's really hard for them to sell.
Yeah.
I prefer to find something that somebody loves, make them something custom. From
Yeah,
start to
so
finish.
he'll go into your house, take a look at your motif, and then he'll set something up, make something for you.
It's more the
Christmas is
crafts,
over, but
yeah.
these are so fun.
Thank
I
you.
love it. Is this tricky to make this little Christmas tree? Because I love that thing.
It just takes practice, like anything else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then these ornaments, you were telling me these are 30 bucks a piece, but you guys, this is like a heavy piece of glass. It's so beautiful. Custom made by Greg. Isn't that the coolest? Now, come on back here. Let me show you one other thing before we go back over to the burner. You're making these for someone's house. What are these going to be?
Yeah, these are pendant lights going in a house in Saratoga, New York, a custom order. And actually, she wanted a bowl to go with it. So that's what we're making today.
Oh.
So this is going to be setting on the table underneath the pendants.
I love how they're all pretty much the same height, but they're all custom. Like each one is different. Yeah, let me hold this thing up in the light. Maybe Brian can get a shot of it in the sun. Isn't that just the coolest thing, you guys? I just love it. It's really cool. All right, let's get back over to the bowl. Casey, our lovely assistant, is helping us out. Casey, you're awesome. She's been doing it for 17 years too. She's been kind of keeping that piece warm. So the piece we started, we transferred, we put a little base on it, and now we're ready to open the top of it, which creates the bowl. How long does a piece like this normally take? You're doing it for us on TV pretty quick.
You know, that's always the joke. Usually we say something like, about 20 years and 20 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Glass is a really immediate process. A lot happens really quickly. So the more and more you do it, the faster you can go.
Yeah, that's so cool. Do you have a favorite that you build?
Man, I get that question a lot. I never really know how to answer it.
Yeah. I know, it's like Frank Sinatra. What do you like? What's your favorite song? He says, I don't know, I like ice cream and I like steak. It's a tough decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know how that is. Hey, how can people get a hold of you, Greg, really quick? So if they wanted to get a lesson, even at their house, because you're mobile, how can we get a hold of you?
I think the easiest way is to just go to tryglassblowing.com and then go to the contact page.
Yeah, there you go.
And
And
that has all
again,
the information about the classes as well.
yeah, and he's Gregory T. Glass on Instagram, so give him a follow. You get a kick out of some of the stuff he makes. It's so darn beautiful. Greg, great to hang out with you today, man. Thanks for sharing your craft.
Thanks a
It's
lot, Tom. I'm glad you guys
mesmerizing.
came out to check it out. This piece is about finished. We're going to put it away into this kiln inside there. Although it's solid, it's about 1,000 degrees. We got to let it cool off nice and
There you
slow.
go.